I'm Joshua Potts, Mr. Pottsville, always with the brother with the same mother, Aaron Potts, Super Hot Potts. Some of your favorite two black runners coming at you every single two black, Yes, 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 yes. Tuesday.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And we at the Prefontaine Classic.
Wow. You
We
good?
at the Prefontaine,
You
bro.
good, bro?
We at the Prefontaine Classic, bro.
Dang, bro. I think you disturbing the workers
As
right
soon
now.
as we get on, I was tired, but you know,
Disturbing
once I
the
get the mic in
peace.
my hand, we doing a live podcast. Like, look at this amazing audience behind us, all cheering us on.
You see, look at all those ducks.
Yeah, all these ducks behind us, man. It's beautiful, man. I'm so happy to be here. We got some great guests with us too.
Yeah, but welcome back to the Two Black Runners podcast. Appreciate you guys tuning in. But we're here with, if you're not watching, watch this on YouTube right now because we're doing this first time like with people on a podcast.
Right.
But we're two other boosters here at the Magic Boost, this program that we're able to really get into to really increase the diversity in the sport, in the media space that we particularly all want to get through and just making track and field a better place and increasing the diversity in gender, race, and age as well. On the podcast, we got T.
What's
from Real
up? What's
Talk.
up? What's
We got
up?
MJP, Matt
Hey,
Parker.
what's going on, two black runners? Hey, running report. What's going on?
Hey, just shout yourselves out real quick. What you guys do? Like T, shout yourself out. What you do, what you about, and where people can find you. Then we'll also do at the end, but make sure we gotta shout you out in the beginning for sure.
All right. My name is Tierra, but I go by T. I am the owner of Real Talk _Real Talk with 2 L's at the end.
Let them know.
Yeah, man. I do live interviews as well. I'm so glad to be a guest on the podcast. You feel me? I'm happy to be here.
And Matt making it 4 black runners over here, bro.
Hey, yes, sir. 4 deep, but my name's Matt Parker. I run the MJP TV channel where we put track and field first, just general track and field content. You can find me on YouTube at MJP TV, Instagram at MJP TV0, same thing for Twitter, and I'm just happy to be here.
So I got a question just off top, like
Go ahead.
like the fact that we're sitting here right now, Joshua. The name of our podcast is Two Black Runners. We started this about 2 years ago, and we wanted to see more people like us in this space. And like 2 of the people that we immediately found in the space that looked like us were y'all two. Like, what is this opportunity to come here to Prefontaine? What does that really mean to both of y'all? We'll start off with T.
Man, it means everything, to be honest, but I'm grateful for y'all because without y'all, I wouldn't even be here. Y'all the ones who sent me the application. You feel
No,
me? So
inspiration.
I
We need y'all.
appreciate. It's a phenomenal experience. Like, it's really like a dream come true. It really is.
Why you from Matt?
Man, one thing I gotta say is there is no us without y'all. Like, y'all are like one of the first, black creators
Facts.
who are really pushing track and field, one of the first prominent ones. And just being here with y'all, y'all sent me the invitation too, just like T, to apply for Magic Boost. So I'm not here without y'all. I don't get this experience without knowing y'all. So I'm just grateful, man.
Y'all about to make me cry, man.
But I think the reality of that is all like this is still the infancy of like all of us.
Yes.
Yes.
Like this is still very much the infancy, and there's still so much more growing to be done in the future, and it's going to be amazing to see even just next year where we are. But just I really do feel like there's going to be a renaissance, especially from the black community, coming like back to track and field, because I feel like definitely in our families, like we have a lot of uncles that ran track and did track, but they follow it like every 4 years. But now that we do the running report, it's year round. It's year round. They know what's up and they know everything's going down. So it's just I want to bring more, because they know black people, they like track, bro. They like track,
Oh,
but
yeah,
they don't
it's combative.
they don't be watching it every single week, and we gonna get them to be watching, bro. We gonna get them to
Facts.
be
Oh,
watching.
yeah. Like you
Facts.
said, by the culture and for the culture.
Absolutely, always.
So, but yeah, definitely I would say, having all these different voices now, I think it helps elevate everyone as a whole. Like, everyone's the rising tide, like Running Report supports MJPTV, which supports Real Talk, which supports MJPTV back. And it's like, it's a reciprocal relationship, you know? And that's one of the
Facts.
things I love about our space is that we might be competitors, but at the same time, there's no hate, disdain, like,
Not at all.
you know,
Facts.
clout chasing off each other. Like, it's just genuine support. And so that's what I really like about the community that we're growing. And hopefully, you know, in the next couple of years, more people like us, more diversity. And I just can't wait to see it grow.
Yeah, and I think both of you all make an impact in your own right. Like without us, like you guys are definitely doing your thing, and you're bringing in like your audience. Like Black people aren't a monolith. Like, you know, we're all different. We're all from different states too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, and you guys, your audience is different than ours, and that's why we need different Black people. And I wanted to ask you, T, like you're the only Black woman here. What was that like?
Represented.
And exactly,
Sir,
like,
hold it down.
what was that like too? Because
Yeah.
I mean, there wasn't many
Yeah.
Black women reporters out there too. So what was it like connecting with those athletes when they got that opportunity to speak with you?
And we saw that when you connected with Sha'Carri too.
It was instant.
The
She's
low-key
like,
viral,
oh,
the first
my
one.
girl.
Yeah.
She said, if I'm from Texas and I'm Black, come on now.
And a woman. No, it's been crazy. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little rough because I don't have no girl to like. Oh, your lashes are okay. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I need
yeah.
a little. It was a little rough in that aspect, but I mean. It is what it is. Like, I talked to Sonya Richard Ross because she's a Black woman. I just asked her, like, how do you keep being confident in all this? Like, knowing that you're so different and knowing that, you know, my slang is so much different than, you know, it's hard for me to talk professional. And she was just like, it comes with time.
Yeah.
You know, it comes with time. Like, she was like, I didn't start off like this. You know, you got to find your voice and just stick to it. So when she told me that, I'm just like, perfect, bet. Like, now I feel better as being a Black woman because when I looked at the roster, I'm like, dang, ain't no more sisters coming. God
Yeah.
dang it.
We
One more.
gotta
It's just
find
been
them.
one more. Yeah. Yeah, facts.
Yeah, but they definitely out there, and
Yeah.
I'm sure like you're inspiring Black women. Someone's gonna see your interviews, and that's gonna bring more people into the space, and that's the goal. But what was that like for you, Matt, too? Just getting that live experience. I know you've done some big interviews as well, and you got some big names. You got some big
Man.
names.
On the first day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to go snooping around. You feel I went up to the the graduate
them
hotel.
down.
I said creep, creep, creep. So, but man, it's been amazing out here. You know, seeing the new Hayward Field and just I think each day I grew exponentially. Like the first day I was so nervous going up to the different athletes and everybody. And then after I got over that, and it's like, hey, you're here for a reason. Like, you got accepted because you're excellent, right? And then going on that first day, taking the dive into the deep end, talking to people like Allison Felix, Fred Curley, you know, Will Clay, and really putting myself out there. Each day I just grew. And today was kind of the culmination, the climax, you know. Got a chance to speak to some of the best people our sport has ever seen. And really doing that, you know, basically a year into it, I'm already here. I just want to see what God's going to do in like 2, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years with all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just to see the legacy that we can leave by the time our time is over. And so, you know, I'm blessed, man. I'm
Wait,
blessed.
Matt, you're 22.
Yes,
And
just
then
turned 22.
T, you're 23.
23,
I'm
yeah.
21. Aaron's about to be 27. Crazy thing is that we got Shade Room. You can't see Shade Room Chris right now on the phone. He's taking. taking
Shade
some
Room
calls.
Chris Chavez.
Chris is like 28, and like it's just crazy to see like we're in the mix zone and like making this happen. Like this
Yeah.
is just the new age of what track and field is gonna come in the future, and like we're definitely a part of that new wave. And it's just great to see that like y'all were able to come on the strip because we've done stuff with Matt before. I haven't done nothing with T yet. We
gonna get into it.
Yeah, they gonna get you
We
on.
gonna get into it.
My appendix burst, so we couldn't do nothing. So like, we couldn't do nothing.
Got
for
a little
couple months,
delay.
you know,
Yeah.
there was a delay. There was a delay, but now we back, and we definitely gonna be doing stuff in the future.
Of
'Cause, like we
course.
all, like you said, like even though we're competitors in a sense, but like we're all on the same mission in the same wave, and like we all
Definitely.
want the same thing. Like I want track and field on ESPN every single day. I want people want to be like, I need to talk about track and field, and not just because of one person, but because of everybody.
Yeah.
But if it is that one
Exactly.
person, cool. That's cool too.
We'll take
Like,
that.
I'll take
Hey,
that.
anything to put the game on.
If we
you
got
know?
Tiger just everywhere, if we got a Tiger that's just doing everything, I'll take that too. You feel me? So I'm down with that. I'm down with that. But
We got Shade Room Chris. Chris, hop on the mic real quick. Hop on the mic.
what do you, Shade Room,
We
Chris
can share the mic.
Chavez in the building.
y'all want me to
Matt,
sit
you can still sit down too
Yeah.
as well. But we haven't got to our pre-talk. We just been talking about just T and Matt coming on over here and stuff. But like you were the person with the man with the plan with the vision a little bit. Just
Yeah.
what brought you to this? I know you've already said this about a whole bunch of times and a whole bunch of different things, but like, what brought you to make this project in the Magic Boost with Hayward Magic?
No, I mean, like, I remember telling you guys about it a little bit, telling you guys about like my vision sort of as to like what I wanted to do. Because I think I've rehearsed this enough times now, but I'm 27. I think I heard you just kind of use some of like what I've been saying. I'm 27, but I've been covering track the last like 9 years. And I look around in these mixed zones and I don't see people who look like me because, one, I'm just way too good looking. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I love it.
It goes on the Shade Room once and all of a sudden it's like shit.
Shade Room CNN in 1 year.
I'm
Yeah.
like, well, this man
In a span of
versatile.
weeks. So no, mostly it's like my mom is Colombian, my dad is Peruvian, so I'm Hispanic, and I remember one of the first times I was ever in a mixed zone. There was like it was the Dominican sprinter who won silver, Lugalin Santos, I think, from 2012. Was walking through the mixed zone and like no one really stopped to ask him anything, and I remember asking him like a question or two in Spanish just because I was kind of curious, and that's when it really struck me that there isn't too much diversity in like the mix zone. And like you guys probably picked up on it right away, like walking in. And when in 2013, when I was in college, I did a program called the Sports Journalism Institute, where you apply and they take 13 students from across the country to go off to a journalism boot camp of sorts for 1 week at the University of Missouri, and then from there, after that week, they go out and do internships across the country at like USA Today, MLB.com. I got placed at ESPN. And so that's your next 10 weeks. And then from there, like the alumni base in that whole thing is crazy. Like Malika Andrews, who's like the
know her.
NBA sideline
Killing it
reporter.
right
Like she was, I think, 2 classes later than me.
Oh,
Wow.
And so kind of I've always looked at that alumni list and I was like, it's really cool to see what people go on to do in many different areas, and especially to represent in these newsrooms and in these places. So why can't we do that with track a little bit? Like, it's kind of like with so many different things. I just see something in a greater landscape, and I'm like, all right, now can we apply it to running? And so for the Magic Boost, this was a conversation that came up a couple months back with Keith Peters and Liz Dolan. They just wanted to pick my brain as to like what I thought of the state of the sports media coverage. And I was pretty honest with them about like these areas that need improvement, and at the same time like where things are going, who's doing things really well. And so like kicking around different ideas, that's when I kind of saw it as my chance to really pitch doing the Sports Journalism Institute, but applying it to running. And so in a way, after months and months of planning, I wish we could have done, a week here at the University of Oregon, and then, everyone is at different stages of their professional career. Some people are still in school, and we have such a wide variety of people in this inaugural class. So we ended up picking, we had almost 200 applicants, and we ended up picking 16 people.
200?
Which the 4 of you are a part of. And so it was competitive, and at the same time, this was also a really big test to see like how we can actually, put this into use. And so I was like, all right, well, if we can't be at U of O for a week because of COVID, and we're not able to take these classes in the actual boot camp in 1 week, let's spread it out over the span of 10 weeks. We'll do 8 sessions. It overlaps with the trials and the Olympics. And then from there, it's really having all of you guys with your different skills come together and putting them to the test here at something like the Pre-Classic, which is like lower stakes than like having, if you guys would have had to do this at Worlds or like USA's, that's like really high pressure, and so it's like Diamond League is just one step down. But I mean, I'm pretty happy in seeing like all the cool stuff that you guys are doing. It's like might as well just throw them into the fire and bring them out to USA's next year or Worlds. And so so kind of seeing that press conference was really cool because the four of you just ask questions, raised your hand, and it's sort of like disrupted, I think, a little bit of what we're all sort of like used to seeing and like knowing. And so that one like felt different because people can ask the same question. What's it like being back at the pre-classic or like back at Eugene and all that kind of stuff? And it's sort of like, no, you guys thought outside the box. You asked questions in a way that these athletes were comfortable and relatable to you, and I think that goes a long way and takes things a step further than what we've seen and done before. And so if we were just able to do this for one weekend, I mean, who knows what you guys probably learned, I hope, some things in the past like 10 weeks, and then even from these past 2 days. And so no, it gets me so excited to see like what future projects and ideas come from all 16 of the people in the class.
I think it's just crazy too how you said there was 200 applicants, because like Aaron was saying right now that we're like we want to see the change, and like but like the change is right now, and the fact that there is 200 people, I know we ended up in 16, but like people want to see a change in the sport.
Right.
There's a lot of people that want to have like their impacts and their footprint on the media side of track and field, because they see the things that are wrong or what can be improved. And I think there's a lot of motion in that direction, and I think we're going to see a lot of that change like coming really, really soon. Like Aaron said, it's now.
Yeah, and I always want to commend you, Chris, too, on just like, I think it all comes down to opportunities, because like you said, there was 200 applicants, but like even before that, there's so many people doing such amazing work, and for so long it's been stuck with like this distance type of group. And I think that's why we see that energy shift in that press conference, because we just had not only just black people, but more and more women in there, and then even just having like shot putters in there asking questions too. Like,
facts.
I came into it like, I don't know, I'm a hype beast, but I was hype. I like telling Joshua before he came, I was like, bro, our group is gonna take over. Like, we're gonna shape the stories. And like, to the cherry on top, you getting it on Shade Room, it's like we're directly impacting how people view the sport. And I told T this after the press conference. I was like, yo, like, that is where it starts. Like, in the press conference is where the story starts to get people to watch these track meets. So I'm super excited to see what is it gonna look like 5 years from now.
Yeah. Well, plus then the rest is off. I mean, now you guys have done one press conference. You go into the next one and be like, all right, I asked one question in the last one. Let me ask 5 this one.
I'll definitely ask more. I'll definitely ask more next time.
I was surprised how quiet some of the people were, though, too.
Facts.
Yeah.
I'm gonna definitely be asked the first question at every press conference for the rest of my career.
Well, so I think one of the other things too, that like not only when kind of like the term diversity got thrown around a lot in the conversations of like what we wanted to see in this group, it didn't just stop at like race, gender. Like I also was thinking like, let's find someone with interest in the shot put or the throws or the multi-events. Like, you're a multi-event athlete, and so that stood out to me immediately in like the applications, where it was just like, all right, we've got enough people who have a passion for covering the distance events and all that kind of stuff. Let's, hypothetically using the word, it's like boost the people who have interest in the events that don't get as much coverage, whether that's, the multis or the throws or the jumps or even the sprints, which don't get as much coverage. And so, that was just another sort of different push that we wanted. And like, it's another thing you picked up on.
Love that.
And what's the great thing about this is that the sprints are getting more coverage because of Sha'Carri Richardson. You see how I did that?
Yeah, I like that.
I'm going to level it up, bro. Let's talk about Free Classic, bro. Because Free Classic was crazy. It just went down. And let's just start right there, man. Let's start with the women's 100. Sha'Carri Richardson.
Oh, my God.
She went out there. She didn't have her best day. This man right here, Aaron Potts, was definitely, he was like, she's going to destroy. I
was hyping her up too.
That was definitely hyping her up too up in the stands. But she did her thing. She came out.
I ride for mine.
She came out here and she performed.
Hold it down for Texas, Sha'Carri.
But it was Elaine Thompson, 10.54.
Oh,
number 2 all time,
ridiculous.
PRing after she already PR'd at the Olympics. Like, what was just your guys' initial reactions from the women's 100?
I was stunned because I
Jaw
remember
dropping.
I had said something crazy and stuff. I said, are we going to see a world record broken today? Obviously, it didn't get broken, but she got that close to FloJo.
Yeah.
10.49. She's a twitch away
Wow.
from breaking the world record.
Facts.
That's crazy, and she's not done. And then just seeing the Jamaicans go 1, 2, 3 again, I think that really just cements the legacy of their women this year of
Yeah.
just their dominance. You know, they did it at the Olympics. They came to the USA on our turf and showed out.
Yeah.
So
Man, that's
I
low-key
mean,
disrespectful.
yeah,
bit,
I
a
mean,
little bit, a little
hey,
bit.
I'm saying.
hey,
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not
I mean,
gonna lie,
we
I
ain't
was-
show up though. We can't be mad though. Like we ain't show up. It's that simple. Hey, but shout out Tiana Daniels.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
Tiana
10-8.
Daniels.
Hey, but we ain't got
That's
first, second,
quick.
third, fourth,
But she
fourth.
hey,
Fourth.
she on
Shout
her
out on
way.
the PR
She
though.
on her
She
way.
on her way.
She on her way.
Yes.
T, how did you feel about it? We know you a Sha'Carri stan. Sha'Carri stan, both Texas girls.
You know what's so funny? I really wasn't a stan until I met her.
Uh-huh.
Like I was, you know, I supported her, but like when I met her, I was like, okay, now we're besties.
Yeah.
So I ain't gonna lie, I was watching it. I was a little hurt watching her in the back. I ain't gonna lie, I was
It be
watching
like
her.
that. It
I
be
watched
like
her.
that.
It kind of it hurt me a little bit because I was like, I want her to at least get up in there, top 3. You know, I didn't want her to. I mean, I don't know. I want her to win, but like I wanted her to at least get top 3, break it up a little bit.
Yeah,
you know,
Mhm.
I was a little hurt, but you know, all love and track. That's what it is. The sport is so inconsistent. It's amazing.
But that's how I kind of felt like when she like said everything that happened to her like during the Olympics. I'm all like, I don't think it's the best idea for her to really just be competing right now. Like,
Yeah.
Come
a
back that
lot
quick.
has
Yeah.
been going on in her life right now, and I'm glad that she was able just to really get back out there. And I think that's what really like she was sending the message to. Like, I'm still here. That's why
Yeah.
she came to the pre-classic. Also, she probably had to be here.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
she,
Nike.
she was just really like putting herself out there and being like, no, I'm not broken from this. I'm still coming back, and it's glad to see that. Like Aaron was saying, we said on the podcast before, like Sha'Carri Richardson is definitely going to be the face.
Yeah.
Like she's definitely like the face of track and field, and she's moving the needle. Like
Exactly, and like we were just saying, and in the family text, they're all talking like, oh, oh, it's too early to be talking about Sha'Carri, give me all this credit. And I'm like, bro, but look at y'all talking about track.
Yeah.
exactly.
Facts.
That's what I was about to
Yes.
say.
Y'all talking about track and
They
field.
caring
Yeah.
about it
You're
Y'all usually be
invested.
talking about fantasy football right now.
for real.
Exactly,
All in here
preseason
saying how I
NFL.
was
What are
wrong.
we
I'm not
talking
even
about? We talking about
thinking
track.
about fantasy right now. Just
Yeah.
because how crazy track and field is.
Same, bro. People, my boy just texted me right now. Are you in fantasy this year? I'm like, bruh, like,
I'm
haven't
in
even-
Eugene.
I haven't
What are you
even thought
talking
about it.
about?
I'm in
I'm
fantasy-
at pre-class.
I'm in the fantasy diamond league. Whoa, it's fantasy football.
Hit me up on roster.
but what do y'all think too? Like, she's such a polarizing figure right now in the sport, and it's like everybody wants there to be beef. I even will say this, like, my question to her was like, if this was a statement race, and she said like, no, she was just saying like, no, this is for everyone that supports me. And I think Joshua, you hit it on the head when you said that she came out there to say, hey, I'm still here, I'm still working, I'm still doing my thing, but all these people are wishing ill will on her. And I just think for some reason, like we saw a little bit with Bolt, like when Bolt won and was doing all that stuff, you know, all these people were angry.
Yeah.
But now I think it's gonna be times 10 for her because she's a black woman and she's out here and she got her nails done, her hair done, and she be looking fly.
Yeah.
She be
do
looking
look
fly.
fly.
She do.
And now they taking it to a whole nother. They taking it to a whole nother level. I think it depends on who you are. Like, you know, on my Twitter, like some people might love her, but on someone else's Twitter that don't look like me, people might hate her.
Yeah.
But what are your thoughts on just some of the hate, and like just like the beef people are trying to create, but it is kind of there.
Well, for me, I look at it as she's an entertainer, right?
Mhm.
And with each entertainer, it's like you're going to have your fans, but you're also going to have your haters. You know, and if everyone loves you, are you really? And if like no one dislikes you, are you really being you? You know, but she's being genuine, and her being herself. People are gonna dislike her, right? Like she can be arrogant, she can be abrasive sometimes, but that's her, right? She's living herself, and if they're not comfortable with that, that's on them. You feel me?
Yeah.
And I feel like she's in a space now where she's elevating, where she doesn't care about the noise.
Right.
Where she composed herself even in the mix zone. Like she was in good spirits. She photobombed my video with Justin, where it's like even after a race like that, she still had her joy. And I'm sure she had a moment where, she had to gather herself. But really for me it's like she knows who she is and she's not afraid to show it.
How about you, T?
Being a black woman in America is a challenge itself. You know what I'm saying? And
Say it again for the people in the back.
being a black woman in America is a challenge itself. Like, let's be honest. a lot of people are not going to agree with her just because she's a black woman. I'm just going to be real. Like, they
That's
don't like
true.
her confidence, which we have to have confidence, because if we don't believe in ourselves, who will? You know? So I think it's amazing what she's doing. She's being her authentic self. Like, that, what more could we ask for? I feel like, and eventually she's going to be America's sweetheart. Once she starts winning and bringing gold medals, they're going to all fall in love with her and want to hop on the train.
Yeah.
So she's just young, you know? So just let her get a little bit more experience on her belt and start really winning these races and running more consistent times. Everybody's going to love her just like Bolt.
Winning cures everything.
Yeah, somebody else that people are loving is Noah Lyles, man.
Yes, sir. My guy. My guy.
4. We're definitely gonna go back to that
Noah Lyles.
conversation with women's 100 because I don't think people are ready for Elaine Thompson being one of the greatest sprinters of all time.
Nasty.
We'll get to that. But 19.52, 5.2. Let me get it right.
Yes.
He corrected me in the mix zone. He corrected me. Not 19.54. 19.52. For Noah Lyles, I believe number 8 all time for all performances, bro. That gave me goosebumps.
Yeah,
in the stands.
yeah.
I wasn't
He
expecting
hit the
that.
Naruto after that,
Man,
for
real.
real.
he was
And-
charging down
And then
that last
he
year.
was rapping against Aaron like at the mix zone
All
too.
right.
Y'all need to check that out.
Uh-oh,
on
got
YouTube.
bars?
Yeah, he was. It was definitely written,
He
but
let-
it was fire.
That's what I'm saying.
He called
man.
out your raps.
It
though.
was written. It was written though. Well, we know it was written, but it was fire though. It was fire. Not
Hey,
gonna, I'm not
Tall,
gonna
Dark,
lie.
and Handsome. The album coming soon. Though. We coming with you. We coming at you, bro.
But man, what y'all think of Noah Lyles' performances? And like Matt was saying earlier, like he sort of had like a mediocre season compared to his standards. But to come out here at pre and to do that after getting 3rd place at the Olympics, but it's still a bronze. Like he said, it was like catching a Pokeball. But like getting this Pokeball is low key. It was a big statement race for him for sure.
Facts. I feel like that's phenomenal. I feel like the lane 3 situation that he was put in was very
unfavorable.
it was unfavorable, and I feel like he came back and he hyped the crowd. He said that this is right here is what he wanted, like the crowd. He wanted to have a crowd, and it's phenomenal. Like, kudos to him. 19.52. Sheesh.
That's fast.
Man, Noah really, I think this might be his last race of the season, but to go out on this high note, I think it's going to propel him into the Worlds next year, where he's going to defend his title. Now, he'll have to wait until 2024 to get the chance to get that Olympic title and really flesh out his career and cement himself as a great. But I think this was really, really good for him, a step forward, because he had been running, high 19s all year.
Yeah.
And we know what he's capable of. So in the future, I just can't wait to see that battle with him, DeGrasse, all the other guys in the 200. Like, it's going to be incredible. This is a great thing for Noah.
I was happy to see though too. Like, he's such a fun-loving person, but I'm happy that like that bronze medal and like the pressure of like being that guy didn't really affect him.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he really went into that race and kind of like treated it like anything else. I feel like he didn't go in it with something to prove, but like he didn't lose any confidence from the Olympics, and I think that's really telling. And like you're saying, the situation he was in, being in that 3rd lane and to come out and do that is amazing. And also shout out to his brother Josephus for
Josephus.
Yeah.
2003.
Yeah.
2003, bro.
PR.
So like,
PR.
yeah, let's see what they have in the future for him as well, because they're training partners, and it's genetics at that point.
Yeah.
I see them 1 and 2.
Yeah, that would be
1
that
and
would
2
be
at a
amazing.
Worlds.
Okay.
That would
Oh,
be-
bold. Okay.
You see
T.
that?
Worlds or
1,
USA's
2?
1 or
Hey,
2.
you
1
see
and
that?
2. I see that. I see that for sure.
Okay, what's Cephas going to run?
Where are you seeing that at?
Cephas is coming for you, bro.
I'm not.
Bro.
I see it at
I thought-
USA's 2022.
Dang, that would be crazy.
I see that USA's.
How much
What?
younger is
So
he?
Kenny Bednarik just going to disappear, huh?
Nah, he gonna get 3rd.
About
Nah,
about
I don't know.
Ariane. About Ariane.
Yeah, Area 9 ain't finna make the team.
Okay, I want
It's a
them to get 1 and 2.
possibility.
All right,
Okay,
that's
let
what
me
I'm
change
saying.
it up. I
Yeah.
want them to
Say
get
that,
1 and 2.
say
'Cause
that.
that'll be tough. I don't.
Say that.
Okay, you
That
right.
would be
I'm
awesome,
saying,
though.
why can't we
Josh
just
said
root
you
for-
getting disrespectful.
Why can't we just have fun, bro?
We are having fun.
Facts over fun.
we
Facts
having-
over.
we
I'll
having
play.
We're having fun. Another person that was having fun though was Craig Engels. Now I know y'all ain't the best, you guys ain't the biggest distance fans, but
Not
we
at
saw
all.
the men's 15. You said not at all. We saw the men's 15
Y'all
on the
saw
first
that,
night,
right?
and Craig Engels coming around the turn, hyping up the crowd and everything that gets ran down last 30 meters by Gordy
Damn.
Beamish. Like that was crazy, and I think that's a big moment that may be overlooked from this weekend. But like, I bet you guys have seen like that fail from the old Hayward Field where the guy's coming down and then the
He did
dude
it with
from
100. Craig did it with 100 100 meters to
100
go, though.
Bruh.
100
Bold
to
move.
go.
Bold move.
He did it because he was explaining to us that because Gordy did that to him a few weeks back when he beat him. Like when he passed him, he did that to him.
Mm.
So he's trying to get him back, but like
And it worked.
Greg,
It
you can
backfired.
You couldn't do. But how was that like seeing like some of the distance races at least the last night for y'all that aren't even really like distance heads, but experiencing that in the stadium?
I would definitely say I really enjoyed distance night. I think for me, my enjoyment just came from the environment at Hayward.
Yeah.
And it was so engaging where I'm not, favoring distance now. I'm mainly a sprints guy, right? But I could feel the passion and, just having people be like, what's the lap time? People with their binoculars and just being here in the moment and, having it at night too. That was incredible.
Yeah.
The light
That
show,
was
everything,
amazing.
the intro they did before. Like it put me on, man. It put me on the distance. Like I can't sleep anymore,
For
And
real.
so for Craig, I mean, that's just another great story that can come out of that race, And I'm well pleased. Shout out to all the distance people. I'll show a little bit more love next time.
And then I think you getting Rebecca Mara on Real Talk.
Yeah.
That's actually
She's a
dope
homie.
because
She's
she was
cool.
on Two Black Runners,
Yeah.
and then we
Hey.
interviewed her. She's the homie. She went to Palo Verde's high school.
Yeah.
Oh.
Stanford nerd. She's the only person that got Constanza Klosterhoffen right. Chris supposedly got it right, but we still have to look back at the footage.
Check the
But,
tape.
Confirm.
Yeah,
Check
check
the
the tape.
confirmations.
But how did you enjoy the distance night, being someone that you're definitely more on the sprint side?
I loved it. I feel like distance be slept on a lot, and I enjoyed it. And then the wave, I love that. I feel like it makes people feel more confident. I feel like we just need more confident. Athletes just need to be a little bit more confident. And
Yeah.
Put themselves out
I loved
there.
it though. I love the lights. I love the show. I love watching the rabbits. I've been more interested in the rabbits. Especially with the Hassan almost beating her rabbit.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah,
That was
she's a
crazy.
beast. She's a different beast. But like going off of that for like Aaron, like speak on just a little bit of just like the energy we felt here at Hayward, bro. Like it was different. Like we never been to a track meet like this, and we've been to a
No.
lot of track meets.
We've been to a lot of track meets, as y'all know, and nothing like this. Like this really felt like pro track and field. Like after going to this, I feel like I've never been to a pro track and field meet.
Wow.
Until
This is
now.
my first one.
Yeah.
Because
Facts.
this was next level. When you walk into the stadium, like
Texas qualifier. Don't disrespect.
hey, Texas
Come on,
qualifier
man.
did that thing. We did that thing though. We did that thing.
He said,
though.
"Hold up."
If we were in this
Don't-
stadium, though, doing it, that's funny.
Shout out
Okay.
KC.
Shout out Cooper.
But for real though, like the thing about the stadium, the track feels like it's a stage, and I'm a big person. When I ran, I always felt like I wanted to be an entertainer. And look, we doing podcasts now.
Hey, yes,
But, like,
sir.
I always felt like an entertainer, and I feel like this is what the athletes deserve. Is a
Yeah.
stadium like this, man, where it really just highlights how amazing they are, and it's a big step forward.
And
in
it's
our
built for
sport,
them.
especially in the U.S. Like the way the seating is, everyone is like over the athletes, like you're so close to them, and just bro, like Sha'Carri Richardson's race, I'm calling it her race, and she got last, but her race, like the energy, like everyone like paused for that moment. People were yelling,
Yeah.
Sha'Carri, Elaine. People were
Shellyan.
yeah, bro. Like, it was definitely different. It was like we were saying. It felt like I was at an NBA game,
Yeah. I
or
felt like I was at the Dodger Stadium.
if I was at an NFL game. It was that level, and like
Different.
that's the main thing. A lot I see with athletes is like, bro, track athletes just deserve that type of love, and we deserve more stadiums like this. I'm gonna say that too.
We
We
do.
deserve more stadiums like this.
Hey, get the infrastructure, man.
Phil Knight. Hey.
Hey,
But
Phil.
also-
Uncle Phil, what's going on?
Let's do one more thing.
Hey,
See what I did there? Let's do
Yeah.
one more thing.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
Miss
Chris.
Mo.
Dude, the podcasting game, podcasting going up. A thing, Mo, man, 155.04, 02,
Yo, I was going
American record. This is the last person we gotta talk about because the thing Mo absolutely destroyed that. I thought she was gonna run 154. She honestly, she was running into the off season. That was her motivation when we talked to her. But she did amazing. Just like, what is your guys' reaction from a thing Mo's performance? Because that was, I don't know what would be the top. The 10.5 was crazy too, but that was low key. And then Jacob Ingebrigtsen did run 347. I don't know what was the top
Beat my
performance,
1500
but I don't know.
PR.
Let's talk about this 800 because I know we can all relate to that. But like, what was your thoughts on the thing Mo's 800?
Man. First of all, I don't know how she's still doing it. When I talked to her, she said her legs didn't give up on her. She started her season in January, y'all. Like, how are you still PRing
We're at
in
the end of August.
August? Like, that's unheard of, you know? She's such a genuine woman. Like,
Yeah.
I just love everything about her. She's just amazing. But that race was, she's a GOAT at 19
She put
years
that
old.
field in the dirt.
No,
Like,
she really did.
when I saw her at
Kickers
400 and she gapped everybody, I was like, oh, this is gonna be fast, American record fast. And so with the thing, the thing that I'm most impressed of is that she did
I
this.
see what you did there.
Was that she did this throughout the college season too, where
Same.
colleges, their programs aren't really set up for you to go pro straight out of college because there are so many races that you have. And so, and for her to run 400s during the year, 800s, and then come out Olympic champ and then set American record, like that's like the greatest rookie season of all time. Like,
Yeah.
who else has done that as a rookie in the game of pro track and field? Like, I can't think of anybody.
Like,
so.
Nobody.
I really do feel like she had one of the greatest NCAA seasons like ever, like out of any sport. To break
As a freshman.
six national records, that's insane. But then to come out, I didn't expect her to break the American record, not this year, like especially if we're gonna do that. But yeah, the thing Mo is definitely a different level, and to be able to just see her compete is crazy, bro. I just hope that, I think the big concentration for her is just gonna be like for her training is just how are they gonna respond next year, because she's not gonna have like all those races and stuff, and sometimes that can mess people up a little bit and just add the difference of being a pro. So hopefully they're able to get that down, because it would be dope to see her win worlds next year and maybe even break the American record again.
I mean, I think she can break the world record, bro. From what I saw today, I was standing up in my screen yelling, in my seat yelling. But what I'm most impressed about from a thing is just her mental. Like, she's 19 years old and she really has found herself. She's very secure in who she is. And like before the race, one thing I was talking to Joshua about, I was like, man, like, did she just have to run this race? Cause like Nike gave her that check and they're like, well, you gotta run pre though, So I was like, dang, like, does she really want to, be out here, and is she really gonna put her all into it? And she came out and broke the American record after that long season. So I'm like, dude, this girl, she knows herself very well. She knows what she wants to do, and I think like, let's just talk real quick about the stars. The black women stars we have right now on the
Yes.
U.S., bruh.
Embrace
Raven
it.
Rogers.
Sha'Carri Richardson, Gabby Thomas,
Raven
to
Saunders.
Raven Saunders, to a thing like, bro, it's a complete takeover, and they all have such amazing personalities. They're
Yeah.
all so marketable.
Yeah.
Like, it's amazing to see.
That's UT.
Yeah.
Hey, man, we trying to do this thing. You feel me?
Y'all turned it out.
We trying to do this thing. Black women won the world, man.
Hey,
We
black
trying to
girl,
get everybody to see.
black girl magic. Black girl magic.
Hey, not Hayward Magic, Black Girl Magic.
Hey, for real, man.
Hey, they should get a race going like that. That would be tight.
Yeah.
But man, I really do appreciate y'all joining with us. I appreciate Chris over there on the over there as
Shade
well.
Room Chris.
Shade Room
Shade Room
Chris. Yes, Clouded Chris. 1
Chris is
million
gonna
views
have
already.
3 million by the night.
You see, he's gone viral. We've been here
My
like.
only goal this weekend was to get on the Shade Room, but Chris got it.
We're happy that somebody
Hey,
got it.
next year.
Chris got
Next-
it.
yes.
If anybody
Hey,
else, if
Chris
anybody
just opened
deserves it,
the
it's
door,
Chris.
though. He opened
Yes.
the door.
Yes.
He
We're
opened the
following
door.
behind
Yes.
We
If
know how to-
anybody
Shade
deserves
Room
to be on the
coming
shade
soon.
room, it's Chris.
We know how to get on the shade room.
Our
now
fearless leader.
because of Chris. But I appreciate y'all for coming on.
Hey, thank
appreciate
you.
Max Boost. Appreciate Keith and Lori, Liz,
Yes.
everybody.
The whole group.
Wait, Sharon.
Sharon-
Right.
Sharona.
Sharona.
Sharona, yes.
Sharona.
All them Ubers.
That's what I was about to say. That's what I was about to say. And Aaron corrected me. I was about to say Sharona. Bro.
Sharona coming through during
Come
Corona.
on, man. Coming through with the Chipotle. I haven't ate it yet, but maybe I will eat it. But we still okay. Let me just stop. Let's end the podcast. Thank you guys so
Alright.
much.
I appreciate y'all for having me.
Joining.
Yes,
yeah,
thank
we'll
you.
definitely do something more.
Got
For
to.
sure.
We gonna
Yes.
link up. Running report, real talk, RRR. I mean, we got to do it.
Yes, yes.
Hey, y'all take care. I'm gonna drop the mic.
Hey. Hey, we'll see y'all next week on Two Black Tuesday. Let's get it.
Peace.
Can we take a picture?